Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Everyone, everywhere, welcome to today. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of January, 2026. I'm Pearson Bowen. Always good having you company. Thank you for keeping us company as well. We know that you wake up to keep us company, and to you who do so religiously every day, thank you for doing so. Particularly those of you watching us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, cbc.bb. To all of you, morning, share the show, share the love, comment among yourselves, comment with us as well. We love to engage with you in that meaningful way. So I want you to not just have your little hellos between yourselves, but hello to us as well. We'd love to hear from you. And if you know of something or someone whose story has to be told, then tell us about it. Tell us by sending us an email. Our email address is very, very simple. It is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and we thank you for sharing in the ways that you do every single day. So big thanks to one and to all. It's Tuesday, so we're already down to the second day of the week, and I know a lot of you feel that a Good Friday is messed up simply when you wake up and realize it's Tuesday. So don't let today mess up your Friday. Friday is still upon us, and so I want you to make the most of what you have today so that when Friday comes around, you can truly enjoy the blessings that Friday would bring. But I want to ask you a question today. Today's question takes you all over your lived experiences. It also takes you all over where your mind can imagine you could possibly go. And so today's question begs the whole consideration be given to culture. Look at your screen. Look at your screen. What do you think is the best way to learn about other cultures? Is it through travel to other countries? Is it through indulging in food and music from other spaces? Is it through watching of movies or the reading of books? Is it in engaging in conversation with other people, or is it all of those? Do you find that the best way for you to learn about other cultures is to simply travel and to go places, experience new things, try this or try that? Is it through you just eating different foods once the opportunities present themselves for you to go to different restaurants and try different flavors from all over the world indeed? Is it that? Or is it simply by you playing the music from other spaces? Do you find yourself culturally full by doing so? Is it through the watching of movies? I know a lot of you love to watch those Indian and those Nigerian movies and African movies generally. Is it through watching of movies and reading of books? For me, it started with the reading of books before I began to travel. Is it through engaging in conversation with others as well, or all of the above? 228-5562 or 228-5563. You call me, tell me, for you, what is it? What is it? Do you love to travel? I had determined that the very first time I ever got a passport, I will travel the Caribbean first. I just wanted to explore the region first before I went extra-regional. And that is exactly what I did. Yeah, I went beyond the region too in time, but I was determined at the age of 16 when I got my first passport, I hit in this region, and I hit the region. And I hit all the region practically, except for one or two islands that are still to be conquered by me. And then you travel. But I also had the opportunity in secondary school, in reading and all the rest of it, to know a little bit more about the British history. And so when I took my first trip to England, it was like, wow, I'm seeing everything I read about. I tried everything I read about as well. And so what was it for you in terms of experiencing different cultures? Was it through travel to other spaces? Is that where you first had your exposure to travel, or was it through reading? Was it through the food you ate, or was it through conversations you had? What was it? Or through music that you were listening to, so your favorite band was, and therefore you wanted to go where your favorite band was from? Was that it for you? You talk to me. Tell me and let me know. Pat Ben, good morning to you, Pat girl. She says good morning to the crew. Pat, we say the very same to you. We wish you a terrific today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, Pat. Slender Glenda, terrific Tuesday morning. Back at you, my girl. Have yourself a terrific day as well. And whatever you choose to do, make it well. Vereen Walker, good morning to you, Vereen, as well. Thank you so much for waking up to keep us company on Morning Barbados. Marcia Rock, good morning. She says good morning to all of the beautiful people everywhere who's watching. And she wishes all a terrific today and reminding us to stay safe. Back at you, Marcia. Stay safe yourself. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Call me right now. And Rhonda Hines Graham, good morning, Sweet Rons. Warm greetings to you as well. Smiles and happy birthday to your daughter, Rashida. Rashida, congratulations to you today on your birthday. You barely snuck into January. How fortunate thou art. So, Rashida, have a great birthday today from Mummy and the rest of the family as well. So Pat says she believes the best way to learn about other countries is all of the above. You love to travel, and we know you love to travel, Pat. We know you love to travel. Peter, if you could just drop that one right there, I could see. And so, a cushion. That would help me a lot. And so we want to encourage all of you to consider, as Pat did, travel and all of that kind of thing as well. So what is it for you? 228-5562 or 228-5563. What is it for you? 228. Call me now. Call me now. Coming up today, we'll meet a young lady who has taken, her voice has taken her places. And her voice always brings her back to us. She has, coming up at the end of February, another opportunity for you to engage in her brilliance. And I'm saying this with such gusto because I truly believe in this talented young Barbadian. And so we'll tell you a little bit about what she's doing coming up in February in just a little while. We'll also today be meeting someone who has been conquering the world through travel. And she does it a little differently from the way most of us do it. What's that difference? And how is she able to do what she does so differently to have the time of her life through travel and meet and engage with different cultures? We'll talk to her in a moment as well about that. I'll be taking you across the world to see how other people live their lives, so as hopefully you, as you give contemplation to where you go next, you can see how other people live. And also today, we meet a Barbadian who is living and working in the Channel Islands. And if you don't yet know about where the Channel Islands are, you will learn today. And so in all of this, we're taking you all over the world and exploring your minds all over the place. And we're hoping that in time that you're able yourselves to see and feel and set your foot down somewhere else and engage in different cultures. We do have a call. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Oh, it's Sweet Rons. Good to have you,
Yes,
Sweet
it
Rons.
Pardon me?
Good to have you.
Yes.
Wait, you have a bit of snuffle.
Probably, unless it might be the phone too.
Oh, okay. Let's put it down to the phone then, Sweet Rons. So
Yeah.
talk to me, Sweet Rons. What do you think is the best way to learn about other cultures?
All the above.
All of
right?
the above?
But most of all, travel. Before I start traveling, like reading books.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was in the library and the librarian used to come to the school and tell you read the books about the different countries and things. And then for me traveling, and I love to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the food. When you go to the different countries, they experience their culture, the food.
Yeah.
Huh? Yes. So immerse yourself in the culture when you go to different countries.
I see you get involved in...
And I've been to a good few in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see you get involved in the music, you get involved in the food, you get involved in the shopping, you get involved in everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy everything. But I love the culture. I love enjoying the culture.
So do I.
So, yeah.
So do I.
Right.
Thanks, Sweet Rons.
Yes, thank you too.
All right. And happy birthday to Rashida.
Thanks on her behalf.
Not a problem at all. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Call me and let me know, what is it for you? What's your best way to engage and learn more about other cultures? Is it through traveling? Do you love to travel? Where did you travel? Where did you travel? Just call me and let me know. I'd love to hear about the places you've been. Also, is it in indulging in food and music from other places as well? Are you so bold to try other foods? If you were to travel to Indonesia, would you eat what was offered there? Or would you be yearning for your macaroni pie, your fried chicken, and all the rest of it? Would you try new foods? Would you do so? Or are you a little bit cautious when it comes to what you eat? Is it through the watching of movies? Would you love to go to Africa because so many of you consume African content? Or is it that you're so busy consuming American content that's the only place you'd like to go? Is it through watching of movies or even the reading of books? Do you allow your children through the books that they read while in school to be able to experience it for themselves? Is it engaging in conversation with other people because of the kinds of conversations you've had with other people, now you're tempted to go try where they live? Is that it? Is that it? Or is it any of the above or none of the above? How do you engage and learn about other cultures? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Just to remind you that from the heart of Barbados, Codrington Plant Nursery and Garden Center, they grow the green spaces that you enjoy. From vibrant flowers to shade-giving trees, coastal resilient shrubs, every plant is carefully propagated every month to keep Barbados beautiful, climate resilient, and inviting. So the Garden Center offers high-quality, locally grown plants, garden furniture and accessories that are perfect for your homeowners, landscapers, and businesses. And every purchase supports local jobs, it reduces the imports, it strengthens our national plant supply. So whether you're planting, refreshing your garden, or adding color to your beachfront, your landscape begins, as you see on your screen, at Codrington. And give them a call today. 228-5562 or 228-5563. I'm still waiting on your call. I still want to hear where you've been, why you've been there, how that has impacted your appreciation for different cultures and different spaces and different people and different norms. What has been that experience been for you? 228-5562 or 228-5563, or place your comment in our comment section on Facebook and YouTube. Marcira, all of the above is a cop-out. Which is it for you? Give me one, and let me hear. One, just one. And of course, you give me a why. Why is it that for you as well? So choose one, tell me why. Choose all, tell me why. Tell me why. At the end of the day, oh, that's a song. Tell me why. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Call me right now. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. Even though as a cricket's chirp, I don't care. Call me and let me know. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Let me know. What's the best way to learn about other cultures? And I hope as you give thought to this as well, that you give thought to allowing your children, as young as they may be, to experience other cultures. Travel the world. Travel the region. If it starts by reading a book, let them travel the world, travel the region through reading. If it means through movies, do the same. Music, all of that. I wished while she was alive I had the opportunity to visit Whitney Houston. I would have knocked on her door. You better believe it. You know I'm a junkie to Whitney Houston. And so that's what it is for a lot of people. We consume what they offer, and sometimes we just want to go see where they're from. So how do you want to experience other cultures? Think about it. And we have a call. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Who's calling?
My name is Amelia Gustav.
Amelia Gustav. Amelia Gustav. How old are you?
I am 10 years old.
I remembered when I was 10 years old, Amelia, just like you. Have you ever traveled before?
Yes, please.
Where did you go?
I went to... It has a whole list, but I don't want to read.
It has a...
Whole list.
Okay. And did you enjoy yourself while you were there?
Pardon me?
Did you enjoy yourself while you were there?
Yes, please.
Oh, wow. And how long were you there for?
About 5 weeks.
That's a long time. So tell me what you did while you were there. What did you do?
I went to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
I celebrated my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the mall.
I'm listening.
I buy lots of games.
Go ahead.
And I went to Chuck E. Cheese again.
Okay, so Chuck E. Cheese was the place you wanted to go.
Yes, please.
And why did you want to go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Because it was my first time.
It was your first time, and you had seen all of the ads on TV about Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yes.
And you thought, Mommy, Daddy, whenever I travel, I need to go to Chuck E. Cheese. Were you disappointed, or was it everything you thought it would be?
It was everything I thought it would be.
Wow, well done. You are so fortunate to have had the opportunity to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I've never been there. Never been there myself. So where was this again?
On August,
In August. Where?
in America.
In North America. All right. Have you traveled again, or was that your first and only trip?
I have traveled again.
So have you been to anywhere in the Caribbean?
Yes, sis.
Really, where?
Trinidad and Tobago,
Yes.
St.
Anywhere?
Lucia,
Mm-hmm.
Grenada,
Mm-hmm.
St. Martin,
Keep talking. Yes.
Carriacou.
Carriacou. Uh-huh. And that's it?
Yes, sis.
Girl, you are a global traveler at 10 years old. Well done. So you have never been to St. Kitts and Nevis.
Pardon me?
You have therefore never been to St. Kitts and Nevis. Correct. And therefore, I want to have you have that conversation with your parents, okay? That you would
Okay.
say to your parents, Mommy, Daddy, Auntie, Uncle, whoever, I would love to go to St. Kitts and Nevis and experience it for myself. There's a lot of history there as well, by the way. And so as you travel, not just travel for the food and the fun and the fashion, also travel for a little bit of history so that you can come back and have a story to tell to your friends, okay?
Yes, sis.
Amelia, I thank you so much for calling, and I wish you a wonderful day. Continue growing as beautifully as you are. What school do you go to?
The Bay Primary School.
Bay Primary. I suppose that you've had your breakfast already, right?
Yes, sis.
Good girl. What did you have for breakfast?
Toast bread.
You are so fortunate. I had biscuits. Where did you get toast bread from? What are you laughing at me for? Amelia, have a good day at school. Enjoy your time, all right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye. She's too sweet. James says, traveling, there's nothing better than experiencing other people's cultures. Being there is such an authentic experience. And James, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, in other words, don't stay home alone and think that that's all that there is. Get out, explore the world. And speaking of exploring the world, there's a young lady who has, and we shall explore it further with her right after this break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One, your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Mouth open wide still, stunned, because that's the brilliance of the amazing Barbadian opera singer Chantal Martin. She's with me right now. Chantal, good morning to you again.
Good morning, Pearson. How are you?
I'm doing well. How do you do?
I'm great. great.
Good to see you. Watching that, take me back to that time. What was it that you were doing then?
So that was me playing Leila from Bizet's Pêcheurs de Pearl, which is Pearl Fishers. So it's in French, but that was the cadenza that I was singing of my big aria.
Yes.
So that character actually, she actually sold into marriage, and that was the first time she was alone. So she was just kind of decompressing, I guess.
Wow. And
Yeah.
do you critique yourself every time you hear yourself?
Yes.
What was your critique?
I feel like I feel like I was rushing a bit. Actually, I don't know if you can see it, but in the bottom there's a guy conducting. That's the late great Thomas Morocco. He was one of my favorite like conductors I had, and he's just very strict for tempo. So I'm just like watching him and being like, I hope I'm in time. I hope I'm in time. But yeah, I was like, I could have been a little bit more fluid on that cadenza.
Because it's never done.
Yeah, it's never done.
And you know, the other beautiful thing about what you've just done there is staying in key with nothing else but you and your head and hearing a note.
Yes.
That's not easy.
No, so we really have to hammer those notes in, and actually at the end of the cadenza, the piano does come in, and for a second you're like, okay, what if I'm not where the chord, like, you know, resolves? So you really have to be very, very precise in hearing those, like, semitones, tones, to be right in the center of the pitch for the chords.
The last time I saw you perform was at James Street and Methodist Church, and I said then, when you were done, that was a lesson in performance, because you look at your posture now. Watching your posture then in that production we just saw as well, and how you were able to use the entire body to communicate, and how you're able to sustain a very soft note without wavering. That's not easy.
It's not easy.
At all. Now take me to places you've been to travel to perfect that.
Okay, so, well, that first video was in New York. So I did my bachelor's and master's in opera performance in New York at the Manhattan School of Music. I also traveled a bit to Europe and also to the UK to sing. Right now, I'm focused mostly on the UK because that's where my new voice teachers are. So I spend a lot of time in England currently, but I'm hoping to, you know, bounce around, maybe Germany, Paris, who knows.
How much of that, the travel and the experience in different spaces and rubbing shoulders literally with other people like yourself, how much of that really builds who Chantal Martin is?
Oh, it's so important because you get to figure out just how capable you are in working in different environments. And I think I'm very, very happy that I started out life in Barbados because it grounded me in a way that I think I maybe took for granted because we're not usually put in positions where that's tested. But I think picking myself up from being in this like beautiful island where I think we're very kind and supportive of one another, to put myself in those places where I might necessarily feel alone was very helpful. So I feel like I carry that sort of groundingness to wherever I go.
It builds character.
Yeah.
You know, I listened to the story of the late Jessie Norman, and she speaks often. She was greater out of North America than she was in North America. But the experience and the exposure built who Jessie Norman is. And I know that because of that experience and exposure that you've had, it has also built you, Chantal Martin. So when we see you, it's not that little girl from there who sang. It's the woman who has traveled the world and continues to operate in spaces and places where there's people who you're better than all of them. And so when you stop for just a moment and contemplate that, how do you feel?
I'm proud of myself, very proud, which I think as classical artists we don't really talk about. It gets very difficult to be like, I was proud of that. We're always taught to critique and make better, so we never really sit in a moment. But I am proud of all that I've done and all the support that I've garnered, and yeah, very proud, I'll say that.
If you had to, how would you describe what you do? Let me put it that way.
Well, if I was describing it to a child, I would say I wear lots of big frilly dresses and I sing lots of very high notes. If I'm describing it to someone who might not know what classical music is, I say, you know, I am storytelling in one of the oldest art forms possible. And for someone that I'm trying to convince to go to an opera with me, I'm like, there's translations, I promise.
Yes, and you're absolutely right, there are. And so, I'll come back to Kathleen Battle for just a minute, because while Kathleen can also sing in different languages, she can also different genres.
Yes.
Have you dabbled in different genres?
I'm not a genre bender.
Good girl.
I will say.
Good girl.
I go as far as musical theater, and with my new teachers I have, we're testing the world of like belting. So I know you spoke about Whitney Houston earlier. We've been using one of her songs to try to get me into the belt sensation.
Yes.
But I tend to stay very classical or very musical theater classical realm. So like Sound of Music, Cinderella, that stuff.
So when you say, for those who are watching who are not classically trained, when you say belting, what do you mean?
Belting is the sound that we're very accustomed to, I would say, like in most churches or pop singers. It's just a very powerful sound. You can really feel the emotion. The voice isn't often as like crystal clear, which is what we want in classical music. We want no friction, very pingy, like floating.
Yes.
Belting is a lot more powerful, a lot more emotional, I think, but it's a completely different technique. And if you're not doing it well, you can really damage things. So it's a work in progress for me.
And so you're called upon as a classical singer, not just singing in English. You just did that piece there in French.
Yeah.
The ability to grasp the language, and because you're singing in different spaces where people know the language, you can't get it wrong.
No.
So talk to me a little bit about that challenge that you may have had or not in learning new languages and being able to express it authentically to an authentic audience.
Yeah, so the first place we start with these operas that are in different languages is we tackle the language first. We have to translate everything word by word, so not necessarily in like sentence structures, but literally word for word translation, so that we really know what's happening in the libretto, or story is what we call it. And luckily, because I went to school, because I'm continuing training, we have coaches specifically for our diction, and I still coach for things like English as well, because English is also difficult to understand when you're singing it in that high of like a range.
Yes.
But picking up the languages, I'll say Italian is definitely easiest. Close to Spanish, we study Spanish here in Barbados, so close there. French I love, because it's very like soft on the mouth. But the vowels are very, very tricky. German, I think, is one of my tops as well, because it's very punchy and kind of rhythmic. And my most recent would be Czech/Russian.
Whoa.
That one is a little bit a mix of the two. I want to say, like, very long, smushy vowels, but still lots of friction on the consonants.
My goodness. And that's the life you choose?
It is the life I choose.
But you do it so well and so effortlessly, indeed. Talk to me a little bit about the places that you've been and to perform, not just the location in terms of the island or country, the places you've been, the conductors you've worked with, the different people who you've sung with. Can you share?
Well, yeah. So in the first video, as I said, I was under the baton of Thomas Moracco. He's like a great American-Italian conductor. He's amazing. And I performed with him all over New York in different venues and halls, and that was amazing. I also performed with Alan Gilbert and the New York Philharmonic in Alice Tooley Hall, which is right next to the Met. That was very big. We did Beethoven's Ninth, so lots of noise there. I also had the opportunity to work under Catherine Malfitano. She was one of the great American sopranos, favored for her Salome performance, and that was really good because it was working with an opera singer who just became a director, and it was very interesting to do. But I have a lot of places and a lot of people that I'm very thankful to have worked with.
Wow. And so that experience is what we'll get to experience ourselves on February the 28th, right here in Barbados. What we'll do, we'll take a break. We'll come back and talk about that, what's happening coming up in February, and a whole lot more with Chantal Martin in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
98.1 The One, your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
29 minutes now to go to 7 o'clock. I am thrilled to have with me this beautiful young lady, Chantal Martin Barbados, best when it comes to soprano singing opera. And so she's traveled the world. We've heard about her spaces and places and the different people with who she's worked and about belting as well. But she has a big concert coming up. I'm dare to say, Chantal, almost the annual Chantal Martin concert, indeed, at the the St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be annual. My last one, I think, was in 2016, right before.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, because I went off to my master's program, and then I was there and I was really focused. And then we had COVID like right after, so couldn't do anything. But it should be annual. I agree.
It really should be. I'd gotten so accustomed to every time turning up to be a part of it, indeed. And so this is coming up now at the end of February, the 28th of February. What a way to end our month of February.
Yeah.
What's happening then?
So it's Chantal the concert, but it's also a fundraising concert for St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is where I grew up going to church. And it's basically a night of classical music, but also musical theater, contemporary music, and I have a bunch of guests coming. So I have another opera singer, his name is Nathan Richards, he's a tenor. I have the British soprano Melinda Hughes, who's the head of All Stars Festival, which also helps support us in our ventures to becoming professionals. I also might have a sneak peek of maybe one of the soca artists that I'm trying to convert over onto my side, so I think that'll be an interesting genre blend. And we'll also be accompanied by the Barbados Youth Orchestra, Symphony Orchestra, and Marilyn Smith on piano.
I'm telling you, folks, get your tickets early because usually the cathedral is packed. Packed. So you know this is one that is a very highly sought after event on the 28th of February, St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Cathedral in Jammett's Lane. You can't miss it. And then there's a lot of parking, but because it's going to be packed, you better get there early and get your tickets early as well. And so you have all of these excellent artists supported yourself by the Symphony Orchestra, which is also quite good. And what time does it start?
It starts at 7:30 p.m.
7:30. Look at the information on your screen, folks. Look at the information. Right now we have early bird tickets going, and
they're almost out. So
hate.
Yeah, we're down to the last 10 or so. So
see what I tell you, all this is going to be sold out. So we really want to move quickly. Look at the bottom of your screen. You'll see who to contact for your tickets, and the contact details are right there. So you can call either Chantal's mummy or daddy, and they will sort you out with a ticket. Indeed, the information is on there, but you got to move fast. You got to move fast, and get your tickets. Time is of the essence here where this is concerned. So we're looking forward to all of this. You're performing with your mates in Nathan, Melina and Nathan.
Melinda, yes.
And is Paula coming?
Paula's also going to be there.
I was just going to ask you about that. So talk to me about that.
She's blessing us. She doesn't know this yet, but I actually want her to start the concert with a very prayerful moment for me, just to bless the event and the evening, get us in the right mood, and then I'll kick it up a notch with some Frühlingsstimmen from Strauss.
There you go. So therefore you're in for this. So if you are a lover of classical music and some contemporary rearrangements as well, which is interesting. I think can't wait to hear how you've taken a soca artist and are bending them to consider this genre. We have to turn up to really enjoy and see what that's all about. This is something that you put on. I mean, you perform while you are still your businesswoman as you are at the same time. In terms of putting together these kinds of productions, what's the kind of work that you put into getting it done?
So this is actually interesting. So I've been posting about it on my Instagram because it was one of my New Year's resolutions to perform more. And so I was like, well, perform more, I'll just have a concert because you can't wait for people to put you on a stage. But it really is a whole community effort. So I have my parents, as you saw, they're dealing with tickets, but they're on the back end looking for sponsorships and looking for anyone that, you know, believes in the cause, as well as finalizing all the stuff to do with the church. But then on my end, I deal with the performers and the kind of creative direction of it all, which is a bigger challenge than I thought it was going to be, but I'm taking it all in stride. And I have a thirst and a knack, I will say, for creative direction and also for just stage direction. So it's letting me play with those sides of myself that I don't necessarily get to do when I'm the talent on stage.
But you're also going to be the talent on stage.
Yes.
On the night. So she still will have time to sing for us.
Yes, of
and
course.
to perform for us indeed. And so we're using the full cathedral, the full space. I know every time I've been, it's so beautifully lit.
Yes.
It's so dramatically lit. Let's put it that way. So you're going into an experience, ladies and gentlemen. This is not just sitting in the pew and thinking, all right, yawn, yawn, they're almost done. No, no, no. There is no moment for yawn, yawn, they're almost done. It's almost like, please don't end. Please don't end.
Don't blink.
Don't blink because you might miss it. It's going to be fantastic. So the cathedral is going to be laid out with the symphony orchestra and all of the other instruments to perform as well. And so we have to be there. Remember to contact the numbers that we shared with you at the bottom of your screen. If you have missed this show, look at your page. Look, folks. Kelvin's number is 233-6390. And Anne's number is 253-2366. They are waiting on your call to secure your ticket. Call them right now. They will make all the arrangements necessary for you to get your ticket to be there. I already have mine. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you there as well. I cannot wait to come see you, Chantal, again in concert. You've grown so much and you've come so far, but there's a lot still that you'd like to achieve.
Yes.
What is it that you wish that you want to, what's the next goal that you've set for yourself?
So the next goal that I've set for myself is potentially getting casted again in something overseas. In order for that to happen, though, I have to be overseas, which is what some of the funding is going towards, like visa payments, all that kind of confusing stuff that we go through as artists, as well as lessons and those types of things to make my voice stronger and better. But I'd love to be casted in something by the end of the year. That's like my brain's goal right now. And it could be opera, it could be musical theater. I'm open to both. So.
Wow, this is brilliant. You have a really good goal, and we want to support Chantal in achieving these goals indeed. My question of the day has been, what is the best way to learn about other cultures? How did you learn, first of all, about classical music and what's possible through classical music as a little girl? And then what's your best advice for people about exposure to different cultures?
So I learned about classical music because I was one of those children that loved to listen into their neighbor's business. And my granny's neighbor was playing lots of classical CDs at the time, and I would listen through the fence and sing along. She got annoyed, so she eventually told me to come inside. And then I started listening to that, and I think my first performance was on the radio show with you, and we went from there. But for me, for cultures, because I'm attracted to art, I go to art first. So I look for their dance, I look for their food, I look for their music, and that's usually how I find my connection. And I think if you can't afford to travel, sometimes getting into someone's art is the next closest way to do that.
That's excellent advice. Well done, well said. Well done, well said. So folks, it's Chantal, the concert. February the 28th, it starts at 7:30 at St. Patrick's Roman Catholic Cathedral, Gemmett's Lane, with special guests Nathan Richards on tenor, and Marilyn Smith is accompanying. We will have the symphony orchestra there that will support the sound. Paula Hines will also be there, and we're working on where she performs and when she performs and what she performs. That is still a work in progress indeed. And of course, the star of the evening is Chantal Martin. You have to be there. Get your early bird tickets. There are very, very few still remaining. And then your general admission tickets from either Kelvin or Anne. We've been flashing the information on your screen. I hope you've already captured it. If not, look back at the show later on YouTube or Facebook and you'll see the information for yourself. But please, I want to encourage you to show up in great numbers, because all of this helps Chantal further hone her craft, to better her craft indeed. She's already excellent in our opinion. And so we want the excellence to continue, and our support helps her to be able to achieve all of that, as well as supporting the ongoing work at the cathedral as well. So Chantal, as always, well done, thou good and faithful servant. I'm looking forward to seeing you, if it be the will of the Lord, on the 28th of February. I saw thousands of Barbadians that want to show up, as well as many as possible, to fill the cathedral. And let's give Chantal our greatest support indeed. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And before we go, we'll give you another opportunity to engage in the beautiful voice and talent of Chantal Martin. Take a look.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's move this to the back. This to the middle first. To the back. Hold on with two hands. With two hands now. Ready. Leave your arms. Yalla. Okay, next. Next.
Me? Me? No, not at all. I know y'all call me a big scaredy cat. I don't care. That's Lisa Rock. That's Lisa Rock's adventure across the world. Indeed, Lisa Rock is with me. Lisa, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ferguson. How are you?
I'm all right. What are you doing outside?
You see my gorgeous camel? My handsome camel?
Yes, I did.
Hassan?
What was that like, by the way?
Amazing. He was too sweet. Had him for 2 days.
What do you mean you had him for 2 days? What does that mean?
Yes, I camped out in the Sahara Desert for 2 days, a bit of glamping, and he was my camel. It's a really sweet boy.
You know, you go somewhere and you get a car, you rent a car. You rent a camel. And so, what was that like though? I mean, was that the first time you'd ever ridden a camel?
Camel, yes, yeah. And it's so ironic because that trip to Morocco, I had to put off twice.
Why?
First time, COVID. That summer I was meant to go, and the second time my grandmother wasn't well and was passing, so I had to stay home. I had come home on vacation, I had to stay. So I was like, Lisa, you have to go. Like I had Morocco on my list for the longest time, and so I was really lucky to go this year. Look at how handsome he is. Oh, it's bookie bookie.
So how do you communicate with them?
Well, they have certain commands, just like a horse would.
Okay.
It's just their gait is very different to a horse. But riding them, I rode barefoot because it was easier for me. So I could just hook my legs, you know, behind their belly to keep your balance and so on. Because with them, with a horse, you have to be very limber, but with camels, you have to keep your arms straight and so on. And based on how you lean, they would know how to turn. But I also Hassan had a guide as well. Each camel had a guide. So,
how do you stop a camel? I press brakes on a car. How do you stop a camel?
Well, he knows certain words, right? So he would know yalla, which means to go, and then the actual guide would stop them. Hassan was very well behaved, so he led our entire troop of people there. So we were in front. So that went really well. I can't remember the word that my guide used to stop him, but I knew the word for let's go.
Let's go. Speed. What's the speed like? I'm curious because a lot of people
very, very slow. Very, very slow. Slow.
Can you pick up the pace?
Slow, yeah, but usually slow gait, because usually if you're going through the Sahara, you want to take it in. For me, it was amazing just to see the expanse of the desert, because it was my first time going to the desert. So, and I also was able to hike a canyon. It was my first time hiking a canyon. And it's so interesting how the people there live. You still have people who actually live in the mountains, in the side of the mountains, in mud houses just made of wood. The animals, the donkeys, and so they have so many donkeys. The donkeys and so on would live downstairs, and the families would live upstairs. And as poor as they are, they're so excited to have people coming through the villages, and Moroccans are always offering you tea. They love tea. So that was an amazing experience.
Why did you do it in the first place?
Well, I'd always wanted to go to Africa, but Morocco, there were so many places in Morocco I wanted to visit. I travel a lot for architecture and for food.
Okay.
Architecture and food, that's my draw, and languages. And, they do speak French there. Hi, Miss Lahai from Cameroon. It worked out in the end.
That's the critical part.
And it was lovely because I did a full tour of Morocco. So from Casablanca, the mosque, I did Rabat, visited some friends there who work at the U.S. Embassy, did Chefchaouen, Tangier, came down to Fez, did Meknès, did the Sahara Desert. A highlight for me was Aït Ben Haddou, because Gladiator is my favorite movie, and Gladiator was filmed there. So that was amazing. I think that was the #1 draw for Morocco for me, seeing the mosque in Casablanca, because the mosque is so huge. 250,000 people can pray there. And it was...
population of Barbados.
Yeah, I know, it was beautiful. And my guide set it up for me to go first thing in the morning, so there was no one around. It was lovely, and it was practically like a private tour.
Wow. And so, but you do this on your own.
Yeah.
You don't do it with a travel buddy at all. You just do
I'm with a body person.
But why? How do you do that? How do you feel apart and not apart from?
I love people. I love experiencing new cultures, and I've always been very, very adventurous. And I mean, growing up, even though my mom didn't have a car and she was a single mom, sometimes when we leave church, when we left People's Cathedral, we'd go down into town and we just hop on a bus and go somewhere else, right? You go St. Lucie, you go Spicestown, you go Old Town, Barclays Park. And so I always had this sense of adventure, but I always had this sense of I don't need to wait on anybody to go anywhere, because if I wait for people, when am I going to get there? Right? And I love planning my own trips as well, and I love slow travel. So I like to go somewhere and spend some time. Yeah. So I love the planning of it. And there are some places that you would go perhaps more for the food than the architecture, and vice versa. But many places, it's a perfect balance and you really get to explore. With Morocco, they mostly eat like tangine and...
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
Tangine, oh, there's Italy here.
Okay.
That's Positano. It's one of my favorite vacation spots there. Tangine is... it's a dish that is made in this really amazing bowl that's made of clay, and it's usually just vegetables. And so usually pumpkin and zucchini. And then you can have a meat tangine, which would be like perhaps they would have another meat in there, or you can have fish, and it's really, really nice. And then they usually have tea first. In Morocco, they often offer you tea, but tangine is like the number one dish there. So at the end of almost a month, I was almost tired of eating tangine. Because it's not every menu everywhere, right? It's not like in Italy where every region has a different dish. Yeah, but it was lovely. The culture is so interesting. My top experiences in Morocco, I would say, definitely seeing the mosque, the camel ride, the hot air balloon ride. That was amazing.
Not me.
Why not?
What if that hot air fails? Are you kidding me?
A bazillion hot air
I
balloons
would
go
just
up in the
sail
air
all
every
over
day.
the world.
That was amazing. That was amazing. And
So you love adventure.
Yeah.
You love adventure, and that's how you live your life. And we've asked the question this morning, what's the best way to learn about other cultures? And you had determined as a little girl going to church, I am going to travel on the bus.
Yeah.
But then when time allowed you to, you're traveling by air and you're experiencing different places for the architecture and the food and for all of the other cultures as well.
Yeah, and for music as well, because I started pretty early too, traveling on my own. As soon as I finished coming and I was at UWI, I was saving up money and working in the library and the bookshop, and I would travel to St. Lucia on my own and travel in the region in my own. And then I decided, when I moved to Europe, then it was like, wow, okay, now I can really explore. So for me, it's you learn so much about yourself.
Yes.
When you travel. And when you're traveling alone, I have so many friends that I've made on my solo travels, because you go out to dinner by yourself and you strike up a conversation with the person next to you and you become lifelong friends.
And what if they don't want to talk to you?
I've never had that happen.
Okay, lucky you.
But even so, right? There's somebody else next to them, and it allows you to connect with people and see that, in so many ways we're all the same and we're all travelers through this life.
There are young people today who have not lived the storied life that you live, or would want to live the storied life that you live. Talk to me about how you start. Because they're home, they're yearning to travel the world and to see the things that you see or have seen, but circumstances don't allow. What do you suggest?
For me, I worked really hard. And I'd always have little jobs, and I would always save up money because I always wanted to go. If mom couldn't afford it, I have to, get little jobs. And then there are little travel hacks that you get along the way as you get older. For example, now I have credit cards that I make sure that I earn my miles and my points and so on. But I would say start, if you want to travel, choose a place. Look at the budget of the place, how expensive it is, and look at the budget and start working and saving up towards that goal. Every year, perhaps I put, even when I was a student, I traveled, because there are ways that perhaps you don't even need to pay for accommodation. When I first started traveling, while I was a student in Italy, I started with a program. It's called couch surfing. I think it still exists. And I remember telling my mom about it, and she was like, "You crazy? You're going to sleep at somebody? You don't know who his buddy is?"
Yes.
And yeah, when I went to Paris, that was my first couch surfing experience, and it was amazing. People open up their homes to you, a room or bed, a couch, a sofa. Sometimes you get an entire apartment to yourself. You don't know, but you match with people, you converse with them and their profiles. People leave reviews and so on. And that's how I started throughout Europe as a student without a lot of money, because the transportation isn't that expensive. You have low-cost airlines. You can take a train or a bus, to move all over Europe. But when it comes to accommodation as a student, you're like, oh my goodness, how can I afford to stay? A lot of places I was able to go because of couch surfing, and then I hosted a lot of people then at my apartment as a student, because you always give back, and that's how you get to meet people from all over the world.
We thank you for giving. And giving with us your information today, and that tip that is so important, couch surfing.
Couch surfing, yeah.
I have to read up on that to see myself whether I should try couch surfing. But it requires a bold individual who is just determined to go see and experience. And if that's you, couch surfing is an option indeed. And so that was you. Lisa,
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. I've traveled the world just now with you. I've ridden a camel, thanks to you. I understand the Sahara Desert, no thanks to you. And yeah, I could deal, what's it, tagine?
Tagine.
I could actually deal with the tagine. Once it has some meat in there for me, of course.
Yeah.
We could handle this.
It's very healthy.
We can do this, folks. Thank you so much for the thank you, and it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
All right. Morning, Barbados breaks here. We're back with more in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's look at the news now. Leader of the opposition Democratic Labour Party, Ralph Thorne, is calling on Prime Minister Mia Amal Motley to postpone the February 11th general election, saying he's prepared to take the matter to court if she does not. The call comes amidst his concerns around the voters list. Yesterday was the last day for members of the public to ensure that their names are on the electoral register, and according to Mr. Thorne, several people are at risk of being denied the opportunity to vote owing to no fault of their own. The DLP leader has accused the government of causing the problem and says the administration should resolve it.
The registration offices ought to have been opened a long time ago. The registration offices were opened a few days ago, so there was this general rush. You go back to last year when postmen were hired by the government to conduct work that the EBC as an independent constitutional body should have been conducting. Everything is wrong with this exercise. Everything is wrong with it. Legally and politically, everything is wrong with it. And there must be some fair resolution to it. We're going to ask for the Prime Minister to intervene and recognize the problem that the calling of an early election has created. And let the Prime Minister now resolve the issue. She has the power to do it. Under the law, she has the power to do it. Let her do it. And if she does not act, and if the Democratic Labour Party is petitioned by the disenfranchised to do something about it, we will do something about it.
The Barbados Labour Party is heading into the campaign trail to defend its record in government. Campaign manager, the Most Honourable Dr. Jerome Walcott, says the campaign, branded Barbados Strong, builds on the journey that began with its landslide victory in the 2018 general election. Speaking at a press conference at the Robert Street headquarters, Dr. Walcott acknowledged the challenges over the past several years, but maintained that the administration has kept the country on a steady course.
It has had its difficulties. We immediately had to deal with the stabilization of our economy, and after that we've had various trials and tribulations. We've had Hurricane Elsa, we've had Beryl, we've had the volcanic ash, we've had COVID. And through it all, we've maintained a steadiness and steadfastness and have been able to stabilize again the economy, if I can put it, for the second time after that. And we see this period as a period now of going forward into a period of building resilience as an economy and transforming Barbados. So we see this election as seeking the people's permission, the people's mandate for us to continue in the direction in which we are going.
Dr. Walcott says the party is well aware of the criticism being leveled against the administration, as well as the promises being made by its opponents. But he insists that the Barbados Labour Party is prepared to stand firmly on its record in office.
We will present to you our record of achievements. We have not achieved everything that we said that we would have done, but the vast majority of our promises have been kept. And we have a proud record which we will defend at the appropriate time. We've heard people speaking about removing VAT, and there's just one caution I have for the people of Barbados. VAT earns approximately $1.2 billion of revenue every year for this economy, 30% of the revenue. If it is going to be removed, I think you need to find out very early how it is going to be replaced.
Well, the BLP will have a campaign meeting this evening at Granny's Car Park beginning at 7, in which it will launch its 30 candidates. An apology is coming from the campaign manager following an incident involving a child using obscene language on a campaign platform. That incident occurred during the Barbados Labour Party's picnic and rally on January the 21st in Checker Hall. During that event, 2 children were invited on stage by a performer. One of the children was handed a microphone and proceeded to use offensive language while singing.
Certainly that was not expected. I mean, the party held an event. You have entertainers being paid to perform. I think it is extremely regrettable that it was allowed to happen, but you can't hold the party for responsible for some, I don't know how to describe the parent allowing a child to go on the platform, and indeed for the performer to hand the child the mic. I think it is regrettable. I think it was despicable, and we sincerely apologize to all Barbadians. And would certainly work to ensure that it doesn't happen again. I believe when it happened, I wasn't there, but I was told that plainclothes police was immediately summoned to remove to take the child off the day. But that is regrettable.
Well, candidates with the People's Coalition for Progress paid in their deposits at the Treasury of the National Housing Corporation yesterday. The new political alliance comprises the United Progressive Party, the New National Party, and Conservative Barbados Leadership Party. Anesta Henry reports.
Leaders of the New National Party, Kimar Stewart, United Progressive Party, Lynette Eastman, and the Conservative Barbados Leadership Party, Corey Beckles, leading the way into the National Housing Corporation to pay, along with the other candidates, their $250 deposit each to the Treasury. They confidently spoke to members of the media about their chances at the polls and their reason they have given their monies to the Treasury. Mr. Stewart, who is going after the St. John seat, says residents of that constituency have been very receptive, and he is very optimistic about becoming their next parliamentary representative.
Well, I'm certainly to get him more support than Charles Griffith and Ralph Thorne put together. So, you know, any man who would abandon the seat that he has already, going to Parliament every week, to hop across the other side of the island to run in St. John, we're here to let him know he's not welcome in St. John.
Not at all.
Go back to Christchurch. And Charles Griffith, sorry, not sorry, but you will not be receiving your pension because you will not be re-elected.
Meanwhile, Ms. Eastman is dismissing claims that voters are not interested in supporting other parties outside of the established Barbados Labour Party and the Democratic Labour Party.
I know that you've been hearing all of the pundits out there saying that people are not interested in any other party, that they just want B's or D's. That is absolutely not true.
And Mr. Beckles, who will be contesting the City of Bridgetown seat, notes constituents have been hospitable as he canvasses the streets and alleys.
They want to see things done in their community. They believe that they have been forgotten, and we want to address those issues. We have given them some of our plans that we want to implement immediately.
Candidate for Christchurch East, Ingrid Best, is asking residents in that constituency to vote her in as their next parliamentary representative so she can address issues affecting them.
When Parliament have been dissolved, all seats were up for grab, and I have won.
Nigel Newton, who wants to represent the people of St. Philip North, entered elective politics back in 2018.
This coalition, the People's Coalition for Progress, we are here to rescue Barbados.
Candidate for St. Michael West, Patsy Nurse, contested a seat on the DLP ticket in 2003 and has been trying ever since.
My camp's been going okay. Everybody complaining. They say, that they didn't like what's going on so far. But they give me good encouragement to continue to represent them in St. Michael's West.
The coalition is proposing to reduce the value-added tax, which is at 17.5%, and intends to tell Barbadians more about how they plan to do this during the campaign. Onesta Henry, CBC News.
Well, today in Barbados is Nomination Day, and CBC News will be all over that to bring you the details as we receive them. So stay with CBC News for updates on Nomination Day today. The Anglican Bishop has issued a call to political parties and candidates to keep the campaigns clean. In an open letter, the Right Reverend Michael Maxwell urged them to conduct their campaigns in a manner that honors God and respects the dignity of every citizen, including those of the opposing political parties. He encouraged all involved in the electoral process to be virtuous, orderly, trustworthy, ethical and sincere in their words and actions as they seek the votes of the people. The bishop's letter ends with a call for a peaceful and respectful election season. By the man whose body was found in a business place on Colombo Rock yesterday. He is 68-year-old Dennis Cox of Paddock Road, St. Michael. According to investigations, a female employee of the business arrived at the work in the morning. When she looked through the locked glass doors, she saw her male colleague motionless. Personnel from the fire service were summoned to get into the building, and Cox was pronounced dead at the scene. The police are appealing to anyone with information to contact your nearest police station. A look at sports now. Exciting news for track and field fans as the new National Sports Council's 400-meter Mondo track at Wildy St. Michael is set to be handed over to government at the end of March. Confirmation of this from project manager Henry Taylor.
The new National Sports Council 400-meter Mondo track at Wildy St. Michael is about 90% complete. Project manager Henry Taylor of Henry L. Taylor Associates Limited says the civil work has progressed smoothly and aerial footage paints the picture.
This Barber Green will have to cure for at least a month, then before the persons who are laying the track, which is Mondo, will be able to come and start that process. Once the track, once we hand over to Mondo, that is, they will then lay the synthetic material, do the painting and all the other stuff. Once they're complete, they will then have it certified before you can actually use it then for the sporting company.
Importantly, construction work on the buildings will continue beyond the March timeline, but it will not prevent the facility from being used in the interim.
The matter of bleachers is a different kettle of fish altogether. The reason why I say that is because there are the buildings have not been started yet. And the facility actually carries at least 3 new buildings. One of the buildings is a 3-story building that will facilitate the press and changing rooms and whatever the case may be. And one of the other buildings will be for storage. And then one of the other buildings will be the entrance to the facility, where people will come in and pay and come through the gates and whatever the case may be, if there's a need for that sort of thing.
He also says the field event athletes have not been left out.
There'll be 2 long jump tracks, 2 long jump pits. There are also javelin, there's shot put, and all those things. In fact, the infrastructure is already in place for those items. Those areas are cast and just about almost finished.
Construction of the new track and overall sporting complex totals $13.5 million Barbados dollars and is one of 3 additional tracks being placed across Barbados by government, with one in the east and another in the north, with the locations to be finalized.
Thank you, Damien. That's a look at news until now. We'll have more news coming up at 12 noon right here on CBC TV8. Remember to stay tuned today, Nomination Day, for further updates as we receive them. Morning Barbados is taking a break here. We're coming back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, as the young people say, on social media, this name is blowing up. Tailor-fitted lifestyle solutions. I'm sure you would have engaged with it some time before. The man behind the brand is with me. His name is Charleston Taylor. Charleston, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Tell me more about Tailor-fitted lifestyle solutions.
Well, Tailor-fitted lifestyle solutions is a conglomerate that I'm building. There are several businesses that are building under it. But right now what we want to focus on is Charleston Taylor, the social media influencer. Okay, so on my Instagram, I'm cash_prodigy. You can go there, you can follow me. In the last 30 days, 250K plus views. TikTok at one Charleston Taylor, 15.6K followers. Right? And right now what I'm into is social media influencing. So we'll talk a bit more about that.
So what's your magic? What is this magic that's creating the buzz that people are coming to see you?
Well, you wouldn't believe. It all started off from a stabbing incident. And after that stabbing incident, I put up some videos of myself and my recovery. And from there, like 46,000 views, 50,000 views, here and there, 8,000 views, and everything I put up is pretty much magic right now.
So you're using your experience to reach other people to what end?
To what end? Well, it's in terms mostly of pushing businesses. You understand what I'm saying? Also, I'm doing some work with Bopper out of Club Paris. We have some interesting things coming up. So big up to Bopper every time, Club Paris, every time you know how we do. And make sure and be there. We have a lot of interesting things coming up. Any restaurant that's interested in contacting me, any clothing place, any business at all, I'll get you out there for a fraction of the cost.
For a fraction of the cost. And so the brand Cash Prodigy, sorry,
yes,
is a brand that you believe in.
Yes, of course. So I'm Cash Prodigy. I gotta believe in myself.
So what does that brand represent? Do you have a brand promise that you make to anyone who does business with you?
Well, Cash Prodigy is money must be made. And at the end of the day, it's about us forming a symbiotic relationship where I can make, you can make sustainably, and we both grow together.
So how can I come with you or under your conglomerate so that I can benefit in that kind of way?
So all you have to do is give me a contact. Right now I'm working with a direct contact, 416-4213. Just call. If you don't hear me, you can just let them know what you're interested in. If it's brand promotion, if it's digital marketing, if it's management. I also studied up to the master's level in management. If it's social media influencing, just leave your contact. Let me know what you're interested in, and I'll make sure that we climb the ladder together at a fraction of the cost.
I like that. I like your phrase, that we climb the ladder together.
Yes.
Because you benefit, they benefit while they climb with you as well.
Of course.
And so you give people the assurance that once they come under your conglomerate,
yes,
I like the third way you're using it as well, that together we grow. So for someone who is now starting out, what's the entry like? I come with a story to you, and then you take it from there?
I can tell you there are certain businesses, right, that I have done reviews on, that have gotten thousands of views, that I just tell them, you know what, let me do a food review.
And you use your skill. And it goes from there.
Yeah, so I'm not guaranteeing it's going to just be a body food review, but you know, some people say $50 here, you know.
Yeah.
Let's make this thing happen.
I get it. And that's the whole point, because sometimes we don't buy into people that easily, but if we could see from your work that you have been able to make a difference, that's what convinces people to come do so.
Definitely.
Indeed. So it's as simple as making contact with you.
Yes.
You say, or I'll sit with you. Let me help you.
Correct.
Let me show you, based upon what you do, how I can help you. And as we grow together, we grow together.
Exactly, because it's not only about me just posting up on my profile. I will like it, and I was even speaking to a lady yesterday about posting on her profile. We do a collaboration, so it appears on both of our stuff, but still it helps your social media grow. So it's not just about Cash Prodigy.
Right. And the good thing about this, I believe, is that there are people who struggle with their own marketing budgets. And you're saying, no, hold on. I can give you at a fraction of the cost the kind of exposure that you're looking for.
And also, not just through myself, I also know other social media marketers and other channels that for, you know, small money you can get thousands and thousands and thousands of views, even outside of me.
And this is more, I suspect this is more than just the person who is marketing clothing or something like that. For artists as well.
Anything at all you're marketing. Once it's business, you could be a tour guide, you could be a restaurant, you could be a taxi man, you could be a food vendor, anything at all under the face of the earth. Contact Charleston Taylor. 416-4213.
416-4213. 416-4213.
Yes.
And again, you know, we like to see the proof of the pudding. So again, remind folks what are your social handles so they can see for themselves.
Good. So my social handles, let's start with TikTok. That's my biggest following. At 1 Charleston Taylor. So that's 1, the letter CharlestonTaylor. You will see there I have 15.6K followers. Okay, on my Instagram at cash_prodigy, CASH_PRODIGY. I have a little over 1,700 followers, but in the last 30 days, I've been getting over 250K views consistently. And that's better than this guy that told me he had certain posts with 1 million views. He only has 150K views in the last 30 days. So that's really, 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 really good. And that's organic views. All right. Any other social media? You can check Taylor Fitted Lifestyle Solutions out on Instagram as well, on Facebook. Charleston Taylor BSC on Facebook.
Yeah.
Come on.
And you can guarantee this because you've studied. You're up to the master's level on this one.
Yeah, I was actually recently also considered for an honorary doctorate.
Oh, congrats.
From the Amley University.
Congratulations. But based on his experience, he guarantees you returns. And I think that's what a lot of people, when they're making investment, they're looking for a return. Sometimes we have to be a little bit more patient with our returns, but the point is we're looking for returns.
Yeah, of
and
course.
you're guaranteeing anyone who comes to Taylor-Fitted Lifestyle Solutions that we can get return.
Well,
and it's for anyone in business.
At the end of the day, I'm a business person. And I wouldn't want to push a service on anyone that I wouldn't want for myself. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you shop with Charleston Taylor, you shop with Cash Prodigy, you shop Taylor Fitted Lifestyle Solutions, you're guaranteed to be pleased at the end of the day.
And that's a good point on which to end. And I really want to thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're guaranteed at the end of the day success because we're climbing the ladder together.
Yes.
Towards success.
Thanks,
Charleston Taylor is his name. Like Taylor Fitted Lifestyle Solutions, his main game, but it's a big game that you can be a part of indeed. So reach out today and see the benefits that will flow for you.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources. He'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV 8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount. Sponsored by
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
26 minutes now after 7 o'clock, we go all over the world. And so we love to travel as Barbadians generally, love to experience different spaces and places, different foods, different shopping experiences, and so much more. But what do you think it is the best way to learn about other cultures? What do you think that is? Is it through travel to other countries for you? Is that the best way for you to learn about other cultures? Is it through the indulgence in good food and good music from other places as well? You know, we have so many restaurants on island that offer so many different menus, and so is that how you explore the world and different cultures? Through food, through music? Is it through the reading of books or the watching of movies? You acquire so many different tastes from so many different places in the things that you like to watch or read. Is that the way that you experience different cultures? Is it through engaging in conversations with other people as well? As guests to our island arrive, do you talk to them and learn more about where they're from so that you get a greater understanding and appreciation, perhaps excitement for where they're from and the different cultures as well? What is that for you? What is it for you? What's your best way to learn about other cultures? Give thought to it, and when you do, you'll give you a chance later on to give us a call, or you can continue commenting on our comment sections on Facebook and YouTube, and for that we thank you. So as you explore the world in your mind, I want you to explore the world through our guests as well, because we're going all the way now to the Channel Islands. And I know as I say that you're wondering where is that is nowhere near St. Lucia. You're right, it is nowhere near St. Lucia, but it's somewhere in the world, and now you'll get to know about it as we hook up with one of Barbados' best in Chef David Barker. Chef Barker, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well today. Thank you for asking. How do you do?
I am absolutely fantastic.
Now,
it is go ahead.
Where in the world are the Channel Islands?
The Channel Islands are a group of islands. Some of them are smaller than Barbados, actually. The one that I'm staying on is called Jersey, is the original Jersey. Everybody knows New Jersey, if you've heard that word, but it actually takes its name from this Jersey, the original Jersey, which is off the coast of France. Is actually closer to France than it is to the UK.
And so the other question we'd be just like to ask is, how on heaven's earth did you get there or found that?
Man, Jersey find me minding my own business in Barbados, you know. Literally, I think I was approached by the owner of the establishment which I presently manage. We negotiated for about a year because I didn't know where Jersey was. They said Jersey. Well, I didn't know where it was. I thought it was New Jersey, the same way as everyone else will think.
Right.
But I guess getting here was based on change, man. I didn't know where it was, what to expect, but sometimes you need to jump in the water. And that's basically what I did. Jumped in the water, and here we are.
And no regrets? None whatsoever?
No regrets. Zero.
How long have you been there now?
I've been here with my team for it is almost 4 years. We've been managing the business here. Yes, please.
That's a long time, a whole grand scheme of things. So talk to me about having arrived and then having to acclimatize yourself, one, to get to know the lay of the land, and then to be able to completely get your foot settled on that land. How long did it take you to be able to say, you know what, yeah, I'm here. I am here to stay?
Well, it took a little while. When we first came, it was in the middle of winter. It just been in the end of November, and I just completed the Food and Rum Festival in Barbados. So I had left there and come straight to Jersey in the cold. There were previous people who had ran the business before. I think they showed us the place 3-4 days. Here's the keys. Do it. There you go. Straight into Christmas season, and it was quite a challenge. But you know, I think that the hospitality industry is the hospitality industry everywhere in the world. You can be in Barbados, you can be in the States, you can be in the UK. Everything is the same thing. It is how you treat people and how people respond to you. And plus, we got that Bajan flair, that Bajan culture. You know what? We got something that is wholesome, that everybody comes to Barbados for. So you give that little bit within the business, it goes a long way.
I'm going to come back to that little bit within the business. We Bajans, we care for our skin. And the minute you feel an ounce of temperature that varies from what we're accustomed, we freak out. You know this. So there you are, as you said, in the dead of winter, in a November, in Jersey, in a climate that is vastly different from yours, where the sun, as you know it here in Barbados, is not the sun as you know it there. So talk to me about well,
the sun is telling lies.
I hear you. Yeah, that's you understand what I'm saying then? So you get it. So talk to me about making sure your skin was thick enough to manage the cold, the change in temperature.
Well, the beauty about it is that I had been aware of different climate conditions. I've worked for Walt Disney before. I've lived in Africa where it does have winter also. So I know how to layer. If you have to learn a few things. There's two things you need to learn how to do. You need to learn how to layer, and you need to learn how to eat for the weather. Once you have those two things down, I think that you'll be all right. It isn't easy though. You eventually get climatized, but it takes a bit of a time.
So you tell me there are two things. We have to learn how to layer, and we have to learn how to eat.
Yes.
Let's start with the layering first. You're going to teach us today. When we find ourselves in this cold environment, we need to layer. What do we need to be mindful of?
Well, this is what in a Bajan saying, you can dress up, but you can't dress down. Okay, so meaning that you dress up for cold weather, but you cannot dress down for the cold weather. So everything is layers. You have to make sure that the insulation underneath your clothes is warm enough. And this is only Jersey, isn't even Canada. Canada is much worse.
Wow.
You gotta do thick layers when you're going to these places. It is all about knowledge, man. You get here and you eventually you look around, you see, you observe, and you do as the Romans do.
And you fall in line.
As they say.
Fall in line. All right, fair enough.
Fall in line.
And so learning to layer, learning how to eat during winter now. What's the trick? What's the trick there?
Well, if you think you're eating salads in winter, then you making sport. You got if there's no fat, there's no warmth. You need to eat for the weather. You need to put something wholesome in the body, some heavy food, stews, thick things that are soups. Those things need to be consumed around winter. If you're thinking about eating light foods, this is not the time, because you ain't losing weight. All you're going to do is freeze to death.
Note to the wise, indeed. And so, in what you do in the industry in which you operate, you said there's some things about being a Bajan that makes it so much easier for you to be able to adapt and accommodate your approach as a chef. So talk to me about curating that Bajan.
No more than it.
Go ahead.
I'm a little more than a chef. I actually run the business here. I'm a chef. I'm a mixologist. I've done a few dilly and dallies. So I'm actually at this moment controlling the actual business on all aspects of it.
Okay.
But go ahead. You
so
first.
so basically so you're like the administrator here now, and you give the other youngsters the opportunity to be in the kitchen turning this and turning that. I get you. So
yes.
curating the right palate and the right taste, because you come with this spicy flavor from Barbados and the Caribbean, and you land yourself in this European space that tastes foods a little differently. How did you find the right happy medium so that everyone leaves happy?
Well, you remember years ago, there's the youngsters might not know this slogan. There was a slogan on the same channel, CBC. It said, "Tourism is our business. Let's play our part."
Mm-hmm.
If you live by that slogan all the time, how we reacted to that slogan within Barbados, how we accept tourists, is how you accept people. So accepting people outside of Barbados is the same way as accepting people inside Barbados in the hospitality industry or in any industry.
Mm-hmm.
That's our culture. You see, if we will never see a person on the street struggling and watch them. An old lady needs their bag carried, we might carry it up the road. Someone asks for directions, we might say turn left and then right by the trolley and then right by the supermarket, but we give directions.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the Bajan in us.
The Bajan in us. To your right, there's a little something that reminds you, that looks like the broken trident and so forth. You see it? Yeah, boy. You look as if I see the smile on your face.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Well, we keep little trinkets of Barbados. I actually got this from Belgium, when I was with the ambassador from Belgium doing some work with the tourism board from Barbados in Belgium itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to share a little bit of my culture in different parts of Europe, not only here, but we're able to understand the European palate, because the thing is about the European palate compared to the Caribbean palate is a bit different, right? You need to understand the customer itself. When that customer comes to Barbados or any part of the Caribbean, they're expecting you to give you what you have.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in their culture and you're trying to serve that same beverage or said beverages, that beverage dynamic has to change because the palate changes, because of the weather, because of the diet. All of these things come into play when actually making or creating things on this side of the fence.
And I agree with you completely, because a bear there is not a bear here. And so
isn't.
You got the idea. So were you already a consumer of beer?
I do consume wine to iodine, just to let you know. But
yes. In other words, yes.
But yes. Well, a beer. Well, when people come to Barbados, we have the banks, we have Deputy, but we do have our craft brewery, which is Dread Hop Brewery, which does some fantastic beers up there also.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see beer, when you get to Europe, is a whole different story. We have a craft beer bar here itself that carries 13 different draft beers, along with IPAs, unfiltered lagers, the whole spectrum when it came to beer. To be honest with you, I didn't really know a lot about beer itself until I really started working with beer. Understanding how cellars work, having that cellar operation, the full works.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stop for just a moment, David, and you reflect on your life. Someone found you, now you find yourself in Jersey. Is it like a fairy tale, or is it something that you still have to wake up from? What is it?
I think, well, listen, I was born in Black Rock, Graysland, Black Rock to be exact. I went to Courage for humble beginnings. I don't think it's a dream that I need to wake up of. Is the reality I need to live every day. The dreaming is over. Now is you just live the reality that you see in front of you.
That is such a powerful statement. You're living your reality. And yeah, the little Black Rock boy, I'm the little Hope Road boy who also passed through Coleridge and Paris School. And there you are, here I am. Nevertheless, we are making impacts into this world. And in terms of being able to maintain the Barbadian in you in a foreign land against all of the other cultures with which you interact, are you called upon to fake an accent from time to time just to be understood, or do you maintain your authentic Barbadian way of speaking?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the audience, I is a Bajan, and I ain't changing for nobody. I will speak clear and concise so that you can hear me, but I is a Bajan every single day of my life, and you can't take it out of me. I am sorry. With no apologies, actually.
I understand you completely, indeed. And I agree with you. I commend you on that. And so representing the space where you're born, the place that you're from means a lot to you. So much so, we saw the little bit that you received from the German ambassador. But I understand you have a mug that is priceless to you as well.
I was here drinking out of it for you with the word Barbados on it also.
Yes. So having access to all of these things root you in just who you are, And so do you have other Barbadians there in the business which you operate?
Yes, I do. I have it was about 5 of us that are here. I have my wife with me who actually works hand in hand in dealing with the business. I also had, he's just left, but I also had Anderson Brown and his wife who was fantastic. I mean, without Andy, I don't know where we would have been. And along with, we have Jamar, who's doing an excellent job in our beer bar. And we got other few people that are, and our chef, of course, I cannot forget our head chef, Edward, Eddie. He's doing a great job putting new items and spilling not only the English taste but the Barbadian taste. As you can see that sauce there that you'll be seeing, that we do sauce on Saturdays too sometimes, our spiel of sauce.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all about giving a little bit of Barbadian culture, but keeping with the traditions of what the UK has to offer.
Wow. I mean, that looks so delicious as it is right now. I'm just watching, I'm listening to you at the same time and longing to have a bite into it. You said the island on which you are is one of the smallest of the Channel Islands, you said, right?
It is one of the smallest of the Channel Islands, yes. Well, the smallest is Sark. That you just get donkey and cart on that island. So it isn't as small as that one, but it's 3 times smaller than Barbados.
Wow, 3 times smaller. What's the general population size? Do you have any idea?
I think the general population size about 100,000, close to that. Yeah. About 100,000.
Let's call it St. Michael.
Not bad.
No, let me call it
St. Michael. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
and so, knowing that, does it make you feel small, or does it change the shape in which the way you think?
Well, you always have to think about the space that you're in. Okay. Normally we are in Barbados, and the big aspiration for most people is to get off the island to get somewhere. But the majority of the time it goes to the west, or it may go to the east to the UK. But the beauty about Jersey is like Jersey is like a hub. So, and one of the things in Jersey that they always say is you need to get off the island. So the beautiful thing about it, anytime you feel tired or you need a break, There's ferries directly to France. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump to France. You can be in France in 2 hours on ferry. You take a plane, you're in London, and you're in Spain or in Germany or somewhere else in Europe in a few hours. So I don't see it as a restriction, but I see it as a gateway to see other places in the world.
And I agree with you on that point of view completely. I just wish we had those opportunities for us in the Caribbean that are so easy to hop onto a boat and boom, you're there. Get on a plane and boom, you're there.
You hop on a boat, you hop on a plane, you're right there. You get to.
I love it.
You get to tick off some of the bucket lists.
Correct. But given your profession, given the kind of work that you started in as a chef mixologist, you were already exposed here in Barbados to different experiences and different cultures. So it naturally was easy for you to move into another space and continue what you had already been exposed to, I'm supposing.
Yes, please. As I was saying before, hospitality is the same. You may change locations, or you may change restaurants, or you may change the hotel that you may be working at. But trust me, every single place has the same thing going on. There's still the guests that will bug you when they know that they're wrong. There's still the guests that will praise you when you overexcel. There's still that manager that you will always hate, and there's always that person that talks behind your back. And that goes in all businesses. The only thing that changes is the food, culture, and the color of the people. That's it.
Food, the culture, and the color
real
of the people.
Simple.
I want to get your view of Barbados from where you are now, but we'll do that when we come back after this break, if you don't mind. We'll be right back with more.
No problem at all.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar microbiome probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
98.1 The One. Your number one party station. With an audience from 18 to 40, we keep you engaged, energized, and entertained. Choose 98.1 FM, The One.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely, and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
What you just saw is what I wanted to say, which is we're exploring the world through the experience of businessman David Barker. He started as a chef and a mixologist and all of those things. He runs a business there right now. And so those Channel Islands are right there smack dab on an archipelago between England and France. And so he is perfectly poised between two giants in Europe, to be able to share the experience of Barbados and to also be able to reflect on Barbados so we get to see ourselves from afar. And so, David, thank you again for being with us and for doing well and representing so well the Coleridge and Parry School, to representing the people of Black Rock in St. Michael, and to representing Barbados right there in Jersey, one of the Channel Islands. So, now you're there, look back at Barbados. You've been there now 4 years. Look back on what you've left and tell me now what you see.
I see Barbados has so much talent. I also see that we are, as a people, are super intelligent, but I believe that we are too engulfed by what we see every day and not have our own minds. In order to break away from the norm of what we're seeing and what we are doing, we need to see the world as a whole. Majority of Barbadians or majority of Barbados sees one side of the world. They don't see the world as a whole. The traditions and cultures need to be brought back. And I think when those things happen, we are going to go strength to strength, because one, we got the know-how. Two, there's too much super intelligent people in Barbados that know what they're doing. But three, all we need is a little bit more guidance to get where we need to get. That's it.
We know what we're doing. We just need some guidance to get where we got to get. Reflect for a minute at Coleridge and Parish School, because you got guidance there. Who were some of the people who were instrumental and inspirational in your upbringing enough to cause you to be who you are today?
My parents are my parents, especially my mother, put in some licks in me for giving trouble at school. She was a great inspiration, especially in the culinary aspect. My father, a telephone technician, brought over those brains that I have in the background, that they call me sometimes Google. But it is my mother used to run the Garrison School and Cormier Canteen, and she used to be a cook before. So from a child, I used to be under my mother's skirt, just holding on, asking her, what is this? What is next? What's the third? Learning how to cook food. At CP, I was the person who I can give thanks for helping me get on this journey. One of the people would be Miss Phillips. I don't know if she changed her name now, but I remember when we first were doing home economics, all the fellas that want to do woodwork, metalwork, and technical drawing. Yeah. I cried like a little baby and said I wanted to do home ec because I wanted to be a chef.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I was the only guy chosen to go in the class. But fortunately enough, again, I actually got a distinction in home economics.
Well done.
At school. So it paid off, and from that to here, there's many people to thank on this journey, especially mentors that showed me in business how they ran their business. I'm talking about my previous owners from like Tapas, like Alfredo. Alfredo is one of the most fantastic business owners I have learned from. Martin Lashley, I've learned from a few people, but I've really understood how to not only deal with the customer, but also the employee side of it also. When it comes to a whole in hospitality. Because remember, there's the internal and external customer. You might be pleasing the external customer all the time, but that internal customer, if that employee isn't happy or that person isn't happy, you will never get nothing out of that person. And it all starts with good management, is to lead from the front.
Amen.
Lead from the front, and you make sure that you treat that person that is working with you, that helping putting money in your pocket, in everybody's pocket, just as equally as everybody else.
That is such a powerful statement to make. You're absolutely right. You know, you could come and do HR with us. Now, let's talk a little bit about work ethics. Work ethics are different, sometimes the different places you go, and that's sometimes cultural. Talk to me about settling there and observing the work ethic of the people in Jersey and how you were able to bring your experience and your know-how and the things you just talked about to bear on the way that people work there in Jersey with you.
Well, the good thing about it is Jersey is almost like a typical island. Everybody knows each person, and you know that if you mess up, the entire of Jersey knows that you messed up. So you know from the time you walk in and you hear certain things, you dot your I's, you cross your T's, and you just the idea is that you need to learn how people operate. Do not impose your culture on people. If people want your culture, they will ask for it. Your job is to sit back, observe, and see what from their culture you can take to make you better. And that's really how you get better work ethics. Because we are normally accustomed to certain things, and when we don't get them, we skin up our face and say, man, I don't want, dude, I don't want to eat that. But try it. You haven't tried it yet. You haven't jumped in a little. Sometimes we need to jump in the water, see how cold it is.
So right.
And then make a decision after.
You're quite right. Big up Beijing, make us proud. Vereen Walker is saying about you on our social media. And so knowing where Eleanor, thanks, well done, keep it a good work. True to know who you are, Beijing all the way. And you come from Barbados, so you understand the Barbadian behavior. You get it. I don't have to, I'll just keep it broadly as that. You understand what I mean when I say that.
I do.
What advice would you want to give to the Barbadian worker today if we are seeking to be world standard and world class, that we need the things that we need to change in order to be able to attain that world class standard that we're talking about?
Be a Bajan, but just take it down a notch. You don't have to, we don't have to rah about it. There are better ways in order to resolve situations, and there are better ways in order to communicate. You find that medium of getting your point across without insulting or being rude, then you are 10 steps ahead of the game. Patience is that virtue that you will need.
Bring it down a notch. Bring it down a notch.
In
other words.
Just a notch.
All right, fair enough. I will not let you leave without asking you our question of the day. Our question of the day asks this question. What's the best way to learn about other cultures? What was the best way for you to learn about other cultures? Was it through travel, food, music, movies, books, conversations? What was it for you?
I don't believe in fairy tales. You gotta touch it. You gotta feel it. You gotta be there. You gotta be in that mix. I've been to countless places that I can think about. I've been to Switzerland, Geneva, Zurich, Belgium, Edinburgh, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, so many parts of Europe. And the only way that you can actually know what is going on, you got to taste that food. You got to be in that climate. You have to be in that moment. For example, we have Guinness in Barbados. A Guinness in Barbados and a Guinness in Ireland are two different Guinness. Completely. And you have a fish and chips in Barbados, which is traditional fish and chips from Barbados, down oysters, and you have an English fish and chips, completely different.
Wow.
All it is you got to know what people eat to survive when you are in their culture. When you're in Mexico, you know that they eat corn is the base. When you are in Guyana, you know rice is the base. If you're in China, you know rice also, or India. You know that if you are in Africa, you still have cornmeal. That is the base. Those are the base starches that people eat. So it all depends on the climate. What the climate is depends on what they eat. What they eat depends on what they consume, and what they consume depends on how they live their lives.
Wow.
And if you don't know that, you read that in a book, you will never understand until you see it firsthand.
In other words, hit the road and travel, folks. David, we got to leave it there. Thank you so much.
No problem.
The little boy from Black Rock is in the Channel Islands, and he's doing well, representing the Coleridge and Parry School as well. David, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you very much also. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise. David Barker is his name. He's in Jersey in the Channel Islands, and boy, what a lesson we've learned from him today. And that's it for today, everybody. The little crew joins me saying to all of you, have a terrific Tuesday. Be it the will of the Lord, we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning.